So I think the best way to start this show is by giving some respect to Haiden Deegan and his A+ post-race interview. Bro, that was perfect. That is how a superstar handles defeat. Gave respect to the winner, even called him out by name. Didn't have to do that, could have blown right past that, but no, gave respect to the guy who won by name. That is pretty honorable. And how about shouting out your own fan base who you say you let down and embarrassed? Pretty cool too to have that kind of self-awareness, because Hayden does have a fan base outside of Supercross that is his own, and he thinks he let them down and he apologized. That's pretty rad, pretty self-aware. How about not blaming anything but just admitting that he needs to work harder and be better and he hates defeat? Didn't blame the bike, the track, the situation, just absolutely owned it like a boss. That is how superstars are supposed to handle defeat. Nice work. Unfortunately, this is Overreaction, and I didn't even get remotely close to getting in trouble last week. I didn't even get a slap on the wrist. No one was mad at all. In fact, even some in the inner circle liked it, which means I have to do it again, but I have to do it even harder. Oh, here we go. Joe, start the show.
It's time. Overreaction. Time to overreact. Overreaction. Let's all overreact.
Supercross fans, it's time to overreact. Haiden Deegan 0 for 2. Ooh, buddy, that's not how you wanted to start this thing. Hey, maybe you should have raced east. Or hey, maybe you should have raced jet skis and horses instead of doing backflips in the backyard growing up. Or maybe Supercross is just too tough for you. Maybe you should go race the GPs. Maybe head over to Arena Cross and learn what Jordan Smith had to learn on his Ricky Carmichael road to Supercross. I mean, he's beat you both weeks. Maybe you shouldn't have left KTM. I mean, they seem to have this Supercross thing figured out. Or maybe you should go back to Futures and learn how to start like your teammate Cole. Okay, that is all of them. I also find it to be a little rich that I'm taking shots at a guy who is saying everything right when there is an idiot out there who said some really, really wrong things and has had a really, really tough 48 hours. Oh my God, it was the worst take of my life. It was the most poorly executed thought I've ever delivered. I'm good at that usually, but oh, I said it. But Gypsy, my man, what the hell, bro? Like, seriously? I thought we were friends. You post that the day after Vince does Vince things? And I know the smart move, the better move was to just probably move on and stay quiet, let it pass. But you see how many freaking people saw that video? You can't run from that. But no, in reality, I said it. And I don't walk back things I say. I don't walk back things I do. That's part of being me, so no, I will own the loss. But I thought he had changed, or maybe he was trapped in Arena Cross in the cage he belongs in, and maybe it wouldn't carry. I poorly predicted what would happen at the second round, and Gypsy got me, dude. You got me bad. But it's all right. Chase Sexton tucks the front. Michael Jordan missed shots. Tiger Woods missed putts. I messed up, but I will get you back. That's right, I will get you to like me again. I'm gonna work really hard at it, I'll chip away at it, and I'll start right now. My official apology, Joe, show him, we're sorry.
Main Event Moto's Overreaction is sponsored by Motosport.com, Mika Metals, Race Tech, ASV Inventions, and Guts Racing. If you support Overreaction, support our sponsors.
And how about the youth movement led by Juju Beaumer, my man? Nice work getting that win. And I gotta tell you, if you are a Rye Helmets or One Industries, you may have miscalculated as well, because you are cutting checks this morning. That's right, cut them checks. And you may have to cut more this year. You may need to take out a loan for the money you're gonna pay Juju this year. Yeah, oops, miscalculation. And how about Cole Davies winning the heat race at 17 years old? That is so rad, and this is the youth movement. Juju's 18, Cole is 17. You got Ryder D and Hayden at 19 years old, Dax Bennick at 19. He's still gonna show you something this year. The youth movement is strong, and there are more coming. Let me tell you right now, Futures is working, and there are more over the next 3 years. I really can't see past that, but over the next 3 years, there are a bunch of really good kids coming up in Futures, and I will tell you what, you factory teams out there, guess what? You hit that Venmo, and you hit that Venmo hard, and I will tell you who the next two are, because I know who they are. That's right, Bobby, you ain't getting any more for free. Cut a check. How about the epic battle with Eli and Jett? That is a battle that I didn't think we were ever gonna get. I mean, they're a decade apart in age. We never see gaps that far with two rivals squared up against each other, and we have that right now. I mean, who'd have thought we were gonna get Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul in Supercross? I did not see that one coming, not on my bingo card, but we got it, and we should be grateful. Man, just the berm moment alone, the ripping around the outside of the berm. If we get a few more of those, it is so worth whatever we get in the long run. Whatever this championship is, just give us a few more moments like that, or Charlotte, just give us Eli, give us Jett, let Chase get back in there, and we are set for a three-way battle to the end, I believe. I think this is gonna be a nasty one, and it's incredible that the generation gaps exist this big and they are together, and we are just so freaking lucky. How about a shout out to Feld and to Supercross for adding the 10th whoop, and not just adding the whoop, but really making a point of it. They did a segment on the broadcast letting all the riders trash the 9 whoops, and then had JT come right back after it talking about, hey, look, we have 10. That is the way to handle something, because the 9 thing wasn't right. I really don't think it was right, and 10 is closer to right. And for them to not only do it, but then make an absolute point of, look, we get it, that is awesome. That is subliminally behind the scenes how things work and get things moving in the right direction, and everyone's on the same page, and that was a big move by them. So shout out. But unfortunately, now the door is open, and it is time to make some requests. I've got a list, and it starts right here. Let's start with pit boards. I mean, it took 50 years for us to realize as a sport that in this sport, your rider can have a mechanic go with you to the gate, and he can have a weapon and hit other riders as they go by. I mean, we're talking 50 years, no one even knew this was allowed. I mean, we honestly need to change the rule today, because if Anaheim rolls around, all of a sudden these mechanics start realizing that it's okay, you're gonna have boards flying, fingers chopping. It's gonna turn into a completely different sport overnight. So I suggest right now, immediately, we get rid of pit boards. No one looks at them anyway, and they're just weapons. End this pit board thing now before everyone catches wind and the sport completely changes and turns into something you don't want it to be. Dragons backs, yeah, let's get those dragons backs back. Hey, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a little secret. There's nothing wrong with dragons backs. They're uphill whoop sections. The problem is the landing. That's it. Take the landing out, or put sand there, and you can dragons back your way to flat. You can dragons back your way into sand. It's the landing is the only thing that's dangerous. Otherwise, it's just 3 or 4 whoops uphill. These guys can all handle that. I can handle that. I'm old. I'm 42, and look, my back pops every time I sneeze. I can go through a dragon's back if there is no landing. So let's get that one taken care of too. Start grades. They bring no benefit. They bring no benefit. There is not one single advantage other than the fact that they look cool, and they cost more to take around. I mean, they actually are more expensive, so bye-bye start grades. You give me a 250 East-West Showdown Triple Crown, and I will zip my lips. I'll be quiet, I'll settle down. I won't have to start a campaign. I'll tell you what, all you fans out there too who are upset with me over the Vince stuff, if you all forgive me, all of you, no one breaks. If everyone forgives me, I will start a campaign to get all those things taken care of right away. I will be loud, I will be violent about, well, I'm not gonna be violent about it, but I will be loud and I will make noise, but you all have to forgive me. Not one can break. So if we're all on board, we're all on board, but we do it together. It's your call. See you next week.
Overreaction. Time to overreact. Overreaction. Let's all overreact.
MainEventMotoMerch.com. 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 MainEventMotoMerch.com.